Hey folks, we're at the 1915 in Wilkesboro, North Carolina. But for this segment, it's more like the mid-17th century because we're going to learn all about Baroque music and dance. Did you know that this is a big part of our music heritage? So Paige, I'm so excited to be chatting with you about Baroque music.
And dance. And that's what we like to do for our North Carolina and South Carolina audiences. We perform 18th century music and dance.
So was that a common thing? Was this the music of the elite?
It is the music of the nobility,
Okay.
Absolutely. In the when our early settlers came in the 1600s and then the early 1700s, and particularly in New Bern, which was founded in 1710, frequently there was a dancing master that would travel through the town and set up dancing classes for the citizens.
Well, so New Bern was the first capital, really.
That's right.
And so Tryon Palace would have been a place that the dance would have taken place, is that right?
That's absolutely correct. In 1792, when George Washington made his southern tour through North Carolina, he stopped in New Bern, and all of the larger towns would hold a dinner and ball in his honor. And as the most important gentleman in the room, he would dance the opening minuet. And this is a tradition that goes all the way back to the court of Louis XIV, the most important man in the room dancing the opening minuet.
So our first president of the United States would have had a dance at Tryon Palace.
That is correct.
Here in the Carolinas.
That is correct. In 1700, a French dancing master published a system of dance notation. And in that book, which was titled Chorégraphie, which is where we get the word choreography, he wrote down the positions of the feet for the first time that are still used in ballet today. And so this really is the seed or the root of ballet.
Was it the thing that brought people together, like dance today? Is Baroque, does it have that ability also?
Absolutely. Theater dance, which I'll be doing in the performance this evening, and then there's social dance, and that includes, for example, the minuet that George Washington would have danced, and they would follow that with country dances. Is the predecessor of contra dancing that takes place in this room now, in this county, in Wilkes County. So many of the figures started back at the court of Louis XIV and the English court, and the settlers brought it over with them, and it's a tradition that is continuing today.
What's it been like for you, taking this music to communities all throughout the Carolinas?
Oh, well, it's wonderful because it's such a rare art form. People are excited to see it. They're surprised to see it, and they love seeing it with the music that they may have already loved, the Baroque music.
The sound is something that we like the drama of it all, and not even knowing that it's Baroque.
That's correct.
Is that true?
Sure, yes.
Okay. So is it fair to say that when we listen to the music and we see your dance, it is a form of storytelling?
Oh, absolutely.
So the guys that you're going to be performing with tonight, these are people that mean a lot to you, right?
Absolutely. So my husband, Barry Bauguess, will be playing Baroque trumpet.
Mine's a trumpet, Baroque trumpet without valves.
And what period does it represent?
It's a copy of an instrument from 1723, built in Germany.
Okay, so the sound, when we hear this sound, that would have been the sound of that.
It would have, yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot softer than a modern trumpet and more fluid sound.
I have a portrait organ, which is a copy of an instrument from 1690, and it is exactly like the 1690 instrument, except it has an electric blower. And I'm carrying a very small Italian harpsichord that's very easy to move. Early 18th century instrument.
So I have with me a cello from 1776 that has been restored to the way it would have been played then, as well as a viola da gamba that's a modern copy of a viola da gamba. It was made in 1972, but it's a copy of an instrument from 1700. So you can have copies of old instruments, or you can have old instruments that have been restored to their original way of playing.
Your closing thought on why it's so important.
I think it's important to know where we've come from so that we know how to go forward.
And we can do that with dance?
Absolutely. Yes. Pas de bourrées, moving forward.
I love the old cars like that haven't been messed with.